Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is me, your boy Rico No Suave. Yes, let's get it on, everybody. I'm so happy that you guys are back with us today. And yes, it's Wednesday, another great day on the Rico No Suave Talk Show. I'm hoping you guys are actually having a great time just during the week because it's hump day. You already know it's close to the weekend, and you know we are ready to go. We got a fun-filled packed show for you today, and when I say fun, it's going to be off the chain. It's going to be off the hook. Tú sabes, mi gente. Gracias a todos por su apoyo. Todos los días on Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you also share this video. Compartirlo con sus amigos y todo, mi gente. Make sure you go ahead and do that ahora, now. All right, everybody. So this month is, you already know, it's Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a big disease, but also brain is affected by it as well too. So this is actually the last day that we actually celebrate associations that is actually helping, you know, elderly, as well as sometimes the youth is actually being affected by this as well too. So we're going to keep this logo up as well. But now I got to introduce our special co-host. We have a special co-host that's here with us today because, hey, It wouldn't be right if I didn't have this DJ actually here with us. Put your hands together for my man Numo Dan. What's up, Numo?
What's up, man? Rico, thank you. What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you very much. Thank you as always.
Thank you, man.
You know,
thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Always been a supporter of the Rico No Suave Show, and I really appreciate you actually being here because you also are an icon in my eyes when it comes to music, right?
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you actually being here. Any shout outs you want to give out to anybody out there?
Shout outs to everybody that's tuning in, watching the show. You know,
sir.
we really appreciate you. And yeah, you know, I want to get the show rolling with you because, you know, this is my first time co-hosting the show with you. And
Yes, sir.
man, this is amazing. And we got a very special guest today. And,
That's
you know,
right.
I'll let you take over, man.
Let's get it on.
Yeah.
Everybody, I got this special guest, man. I tell you, the inspiration has always been when it comes to house music. This man is actually a legend. This gentleman has actually turned Chicago to another level when it comes to house music, of also just being a DJ as well too. I'm very happy and I'm very honored to actually have him coming from the 80s into the 90s into the 2000s. He's been rocking, and also, you know, they also have a street sign for this gentleman because he deserves it. From 0 to 100 real quick, everybody. I want you guys to stand up, put your vinyls up, put your hands together for none other than my man, Farley JackMaster. Let's go! King
Yes,
Farley,
sir.
Farley. Look at him.
Oh, you said get up.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna get up for myself after that introduction. I was like, man, I need to stand up and clap for him myself. Wow, that's amazing.
How you doing, Farley?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. How about you?
I am great, man.
good, man.
I am
Yes,
great,
good to be
man.
here with you guys, man.
Yes, sir. You know, I have to say from an emotional standpoint that, you know, having you sit here with us today means a lot to the show, but also it means a lot to Chicago.
That
and
I
all of our
survived
listeners.
COVID, right?
That you survived COVID.
I'm still here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Blessings, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
many blessings to you because you impact a lot of lives. When I say you impact a lot of lives, you impact a lot of people that listen to your music, but also even on their bad days, they listen to your music, and you know, you take them and you when I say saving lives, some people during that time of COVID, people have listened to your music and said, it's not my time. I want to continue to live for house music, right? And I think that's very, very important that you are here with us today, right? To all my Latino friends that's out there, you already know, if you're old school and you know about Farley, make sure you stand up. Just play some music, but make sure you turn it down while he's talking. Forget about it. You know what I mean? So, Farley, let's get right into it, right?
Okay.
And if you do have any shout outs that you want to give out to anyone, let's do that now. If you have any shout outs.
I want my child support back to my first wife, my second wife. I want my money back from you two because I still haven't, you know, went to Walgreens and took those tests to make sure those are my kids. I tell them all the time, you know, I'll play like I'm your daddy, you know, but, you know, it's still, no, I'm just joking right now, you know, just take the lid off everything, you know, just so we can be comfortable in a room. Just joking. No, my kids, I love both of you, Jasmine and my son Farley Jr. You know I love you. You know your daddy always cracking these jokes. I wondered if your mama snuck out on me last night, and you know I don't know. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. No,
I told y'all guys it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Never lost a sense of humor.
No, not at all. But to my wife, Delise Williams, who
Yes.
helped me raise both my kids, you know,
right.
the ones that I say are my kids. I thank you, darling, and to the whole world, because God has allowed me to travel the world 4 times over. It's only 2 places I've never been, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never been to Africa.
Wow. Okay.
And the reason why I didn't go to Africa is because they told me that I was gonna have to take like 4 shots. And then I went like, hey man, I'm not taking shots to travel. That's crazy. Can I cuss on the show?
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to, because I don't make a mistake. You know,
Sure.
we live, you can't beat me.
Yeah.
And so you know, going to Africa. So I said I didn't want to go there, and so my agent was really mad at me because the music was amazing. You know, doing so amazingly over there.
Sure.
And then I never been to the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know. So it's a couple other places I haven't been, but those are the main places that I haven't been.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like I said, your music is worldwide, right?
Yes.
Your music is definitely worldwide, and that's where it comes with a lot of people, you know, understanding who you are, what you do for them, and just them just playing it, and for newcomers, as well too. You know, understanding and showing that respect to a legend like yourself,
Thank
right?
you.
And I think that's
appreciate
very important. So
it's hard to answer questions or when you call me a legend, because I am really a modest dude, and so when you say I'm a legend, can you stop saying it? Because you're making me feel old.
No.
And I know I'm old. But number 2, it's hard to be like, you know.
I'm emotional.
Yeah, but stop. Cut it out. This guy over here.
Inspiration.
You're the legend over here.
No.
And I'm just hanging out with you two.
Look, I'm blessed just to be here.
Hey, me too. We all are. There's no me without you. You know, I got you, babe. You know, we're here together.
I can stare at you all day, man.
Oh, cut it out.
We all look up to you, man.
That's because I'm taller than you. That's all. That's all right. Only because. All right, I'm gonna get some of this hot water he gave me. I need to squeeze this hot water.
Oh my goodness.
I want it to be a fun show, so go ahead.
It will be. It will be. Man, you're here with us, man. Hey, so when we talk about DJing and, you know, going back as far as, you know, to your days of when you were influenced as a DJ, who were your influences as far as to be able to say, you know what, I want to DJ just in general, right? I want to DJ just in general. Who were those influences, or what influenced you to get into being a DJ?
It's kind of funny, and then at the same time, for me, it was the AM DJs that, like Tom Joyner, were first, because this is before mixing, and so you would play a record and go like, yeah, and that was a song by Barry White, and at the same time, you know, people are slow dancing and dancing in the basement. This is one of the very first places we get the derivative of house for house music, which later was used in the warehouse, of course. So here we are in the basement parties. I want to be like Herb Kent and all these guys who just played the one record. You had to hurry up and take the 45 off and talk on the mic, rub the needle off, and put the needle back on. So that's step 1.
Wow.
Step 2 is in my younger years, and this guy's only 2 years older than me, Kenny Jason. I heard him on a station called Disco DAI, and both them things changed my life, from listening to the AM DJs and then hearing Kenny. When I heard Kenny Jason mix these records, I just lost my mind. I absolutely lost my mind. I couldn't believe that you could take, I didn't even know what it was, first of all, for me to say I couldn't believe you could take, because this is before anybody's really mixing. Nobody knows what mixing is.
Right.
And I'm listening to this guy put these 2 records together. I've always loved Donna Summers, and he's mixing Donna Summers with something, and I'm going, oh my God, what is he doing? So my brothers had records, and so what I would do is I would take the same record Kenny was playing on the radio, if my brothers had the record, take my mom's phono and turn it in the middle of radio and phono, and that way you could hear the needle where I would put it on the record and Kenny's playing, and I would try to push the record up to play at the very same time Kenny was playing his record on the radio. And when it caught up, before I even became a DJ, I learned how to phase. Because I was like, how's this?
Man.
It canceled it out. Why did it cancel it out? And so when I found how to do that, my mother had came in the front where her stereo was. And when it canceled out, she thought I busted her speakers. Get off of my stereo. So now I got to sneak to get on the stereo now. Cause, you know, because she think I'm tearing up her stereo. She don't realize I'm a curious kid and trying to learn, you know, this new thing called just playing a record and keeping up with, and I don't use this word, like I said, I'm a Christian. I don't idolize anybody, but at that time, before I knew what idol meant, I idolized Kenny Jason.
Wow.
I mean, I love this guy. I never met him before. Wow. And I always find it so amazing how you can get so enamored with somebody who you've never seen because of what they do, the music. Artists you fall in love with just because of the music.
Yes.
And I was one of them people, and I really, wow. And then when I met him, you could just hang it up when I met him. I thought he was the most incredible guy on earth.
Yes.
And then I'll give you the last reason, and this is the most hilarious reason why. So I'm in high school, I'm 17 years old, and can't pull a girl with a damn tow truck. So I walk into a club, and this funny looking dude was DJing. I ain't saying his name because I don't want him to know I'm calling him funny looking. Okay? He's DJing, and all the women in the room are screaming over him because he's the DJ. So instantly, I'm 17, and I'm going, I can't pull a girl with a magnet, and she's wearing iron. I can't pull her. I said, you know what? I got to be a DJ. I have to be a damn DJ if he's doing it. And I tried it out. Became the DJ, and the girls were standing by me by the DJ booth. It was over.
It was over.
It was over. You can hang it up. You ain't got to even pay me. Yeah, I don't care.
You was there for the girls?
You had to pay me. I'm finally getting some attention. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That's all I had to do was learn how to DJ. It's DJ for life. I don't know what Tupac talking about, thug for life. I'm talking about DJ for life. Yeah. So that's what got me really, really into it. I would practice. You know, how I really, really got good at it was because since I couldn't pull a girl with a tow truck, all I used to do was practice all day. I didn't have no distractions.
Okay.
I had zero distractions.
That's love.
So then when I learned and when I came out, I was on such a high level that, you know, I was ready for whatever. And where we from, we talk, you say I could cuss, we talk shit. Mm-hmm. So DJing was different for us. I don't know, maybe you can elaborate. Was it different for you when you came up? Were you trying to like, instantly you became a battle DJ, or were you a DJ that just wanted to play
just
for
to play,
audience?
just to play for an audience? I'm not a battle DJ, but
did you ever say you was better than someone who was your boy?
No, I never said that.
Oh man, you being too fucking nice. Come on, man. You ain't never said you was better than this.
I was just trying to be good at my craft, man.
When did you start DJing?
Back in '83, listening to you.
In '83. And then when was your first gig?
I think it was like an '85.
You should have been happy. Okay, all right. I'm fucking with
but
yeah, 85. Yeah, you know, it's all good.
You're the reason.
Well, I'm taller than you. I keep saying
you inspired a lot of guys back in the day, man. I mean, kids. I was a kid.
Yeah. But no, I get it. Because you know what? You know, all jokes aside, you know, what God has allowed me to see in my life is things that how I always take this. How I felt about Kenny Jason and loved him. What happened to me was to be able to look back and say, well, you know what? You on the radio, and because you have this big platform, people are going to look at you the same way they looked at Kenny. And so I understand when you say that in the most humblest way. I understand because I was that same kid who, when I heard Kenny, lost my mind. And I'm talking about it took years for me to find my mind after I heard that guy on the radio. And then when I met him, I still felt the same way for years. For years. That's the effect that it had, you know, from being on the radio, and that influence, that inspiration.
Yeah, I feel the same way about you guys. You, Kenny, Mickey, Marshall, you know, just all the guys that played on WBMX, man. I mean, I grew up listening, And I was out of the streets just to listen to you guys play music.
Yeah.
So you inspired me and a lot of kids that took them off the streets.
Julian
Julian as well, yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
Julian,
absolutely.
yeah,
The
Julian,
Hot Mix 5,
yeah.
and then Bad Boy Bill came.
I
after.
put him on the radio. That's how he got his big shot. Mike Hitman Wilson brought him to my house and told me he was a good DJ. He said, listen to him. I said, white boys can't DJ. Fuck out of here. You can't scratch and do all that shit I do. Man, that little white boy scratched me out of my house. He scratched me out of my house. And I told him, man, you know what? Next week I'm putting you on the radio. And I put him on when I went to GCI. And I put that guy on the radio. Because he was phenomenal. I could not believe that little skinny white boy, young as he was, could do what he did. You know?
Yeah.
And it was amazing, man. I mean, I really, really am proud of Bill and what he's been able to accomplish in the world. And along with Mike Hitman Wilson.
Yes. All you guys.
The legend itself, the man, the myth, the legend. You already know, Farley JackMaster. Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir. We're back,
Inspiration is what we call it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Inspiration.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you guys so much for actually being here with us. And, one of the things is that you were talking about your influences and you went through the whole thing. And, of course, the last one, it was hilarious, but it is true. The DJs, they do get all the women.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. They all get all of the women, and,
Definitely.
when you do get all of the women, it's, it's really hard for us.
That's not true, man.
Actually
That's
dancing
not
on
true.
the dance floor, and we're dancing by ourselves.
Them women on the dance floor, you were meant to get them, but then there's ones that will just sorted out just for the DJ.
Just for there's selective. There's a selective
female.
Okay.
I don't do that anymore now. Me being
All right. Okay.
a Christian man that I am and been married for 20 years.
Congratulations.
As long as I've ever been with one woman in my life, 20 years is our anniversary next year.
All right.
I
Congratulations.
got you beat.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Going on 21.
My man.
Yeah. Congratulations.
It's hard
Man,
work.
That's what I'm talking. Well,
It's hard work, man.
Well,
I'm sorry. Well, that's
I'll
why
leave that alone.
from
about
my experience. That's from my experience.
Right.
It's work away from work.
It was.
It's like having two jobs.
Yeah, but hey, when you Rico no Suave, you good. You don't have to worry
You don't
about
have to worry
that.
about that. That's right.
Y'all killing me on it. Y'all killing me on it.
Suave.
All the money goes to him, not to,
You see
not
what
to
I'm
the
saying?
kids,
Not to the kids, none of that.
no.
None of that.
All right, we gotta keep it going. So, when you became a DJ, of course, and all of those influences, and you start DJing, and of course, in clubs, and events. Some of the memories that you had growing up, as far as DJing in those clubs, what were some of the ones that really stood out to you as you were DJing? Of course, practicing every day. The one thing that I do want to catch back, I'm sorry, let me catch back on this, because you said one thing that was awesome. You
Just
said
one
you
thing
had,
I said it was
you
awesome?
had no. The one thing that you said was awesome that made you so great as well is you had time to practice
Yes, and no girls.
and no girls. But that
girls came later.
That
the
wasn't
girls
a
came
good
later.
part, though, but
Right.
yeah, okay.
But that was a good. That was the good part for your craft.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
For your craft itself. And I think
Absolutely.
that really stands out as far as inspiration to some people that may have a lot of things going on in their life where they're not disciplined to study their craft like you have, right? And I think that's some great inspiration. Memories moving on as far as with being a DJ, what was some of the memories that you can actually, of course, remember that really stood out to you and say, man, those were some great times?
Well, it's so many. It's impossible, to say what were the top ones. But some that come to mind was becoming a member of the Hot Mix 5.
Yeah.
What a dream gig to be one of the people selected of the 5. First of all, to be on the radio. It was supposed to be 6 of us, but Jeff Davis didn't, for whatever reason, come to the meeting, and so it ended up being 5 of us. Kenny Jam and Jason, Mickey Mix and Oliver, Ralphie Rosario, the Raz, and Scott Smoker Seals and myself, and we built somewhat of a relationship that was so strong together that everybody had their lane to ride in, and we didn't step on each other's toes. We all had our own audiences, and the radio station promoted us on a level that was just unmatched and unheard of.
Wow.
And a big thing too, to be on the stage and see that as Kenny being a white man, Mickey Oliver being a white man, Ralphie Rosario being a Latino, which is Puerto Rican, and then Scott Seals white, and I'm the only black. So now we brought this city together.
Yeah.
We shot racism in the leg and in the eye. And we had every creed and color partying together at the Taste of Chicago, and everybody touched each other. Folks hugged each other. And in this racist ass city that we lived in at that time, we talking 1981, 82, we brought the city together in the most unified way through the music ever seen.
Wow.
It wasn't segregated at this point right now, because everybody loves dance music. It's before house music. Everybody loves dance music.
Yes.
And they came together, and everybody was all of us brought our audiences together. They saw us embrace each other. We embraced the crowd, and from that, it fragmented out. And it fragmented to the point where then we started doing clubs all around the city, and our audiences were always mixed. Okay?
Music brings the world together.
Yes.
Music brings the world together.
It was the most incredible time the city had ever seen before. So then we started being hired for events that they would typically have rock bands do or an R&B group do. They wanted a diverse audience, and so companies would come to us, and we would go do all the colleges throughout the city, and we would go throughout the country to some parts and go to different cities. The only downfall, looking back, that we had, only one that I would say that if I could change anything, was we were called the Hot Mix 5. We should have been the Hot Mix 5 DJs, because in our city, people knew what Hot Mix 5 was.
Right.
But if you went to Detroit, you say, I'm listening to the Hot Mix 5. What is that?
Right.
What is a Hot Mix 5?
Right.
You know what I mean? If you put DJ, I got it. So they DJs.
Right.
So there was places that when we found out that they were in love and enamored with our sound, we didn't have time to go to those places. Like most of the Hot Mix 5 have never been overseas, and if they did, they started going. Like Kenny's never been overseas, Scott's never been overseas, Mickey's made it to a couple of places, Ralph traveled all the time, and me, but most of the guys never seen that. Julian traveled a bit, him and Bad Boy Bill traveled, and Mike Hitman Wilson, but a lot of the guys didn't see. I'm the first person in the world to be on the British and European charts, because I charted for house music. The first person to chart pioneered it to Europe.
Wow.
That was in 1986.
Wow.
And that was for Love Can't Turn Around.
Yes, sir.
And so like right
Yes,
now,
sir.
we have a huge anniversary worldwide for the very first record that ever hit the European charts, that charted everywhere, Africa, everywhere in the world. It charted before any other record in the world.
That song, I commend you first. I got to clap for you.
Thank you.
You know, to be the first, you're never the last.
No.
Never the last, right? And one thing that I have to say, that house music, comes in different flavors of who's dancing the music. Everybody has a different style of, of beats and dance. You guys created a rhythm for us. So when we went to the warehouse, we went to Shelter, we did Medusa's and
Playground.
And the playground. When we went and actually danced, there were circles that we were in, and we looked at the DJ of a hot song. But when Love Can't Turn Around came on, boy, we lost our minds.
Yes, sir.
We lost our minds.
We still lose our mind. We still lose our mind.
We still lose our mind.
Every time we hear it, we play it, everybody's just like, and it just brings back memories,
Yes. The culture behind it means a lot, because doing racism, still exists, but even, back then, music did bring people together.
Yes.
Even in regular houses where sometimes you did have houses that was segregated, but when music came on, you had people coming from all over. I always used to say, because I have a lot of friends in New York, you know, you have the Latinos and African Americans, and then you have some of the whites, and then you also have some Polish people as well too, and they all come into one house.
That's right.
Under house music.
That's right.
Just to have a great time and eat at the same time too, right?
Freestyle as well.
And freestyle as well too. So, you know, we thank you because of that, right? It's because of you and all of the years that you actually put into this. How many years?
Oh God. Wow. I started DJing in 74.
Oh.
Yeah, 74. And I'm 61 now. So long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remixed a lot of Luke Skywalker's records, you know. Wow. I've done so many different things in my lifetime. So I am thankful to God for every moment of it, you know, all the remixes. I was the first one to remix a record for house music. It's an amazing life that I've been able to have, and looking forward to opening up the House Music Museum and Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Here in Chicago. I trademarked that some years back.
Yes.
And I really wanted it to be here in Chicago, not take it to New York.
Yes.
Not LA.
Yes.
But this is the origination where house music started.
Yes, sir.
So then when I did that, I went in and I also trademarked the EDM Museum and Hall of Fame. So I'm the owner of the EDM Museum and Hall of Fame as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, house influence. Well, these guys influenced with the house music influenced all genres pretty much. You know, all dance music. And going back to, if you don't mind me saying, you know, DJs influence dancing too. So without the DJs, there wouldn't be any new style of dances, you know, and
That's right.
you know, so we influence a lot.
Yeah.
You know, with people coming together, people learning how to dance, you know, they create their own style of dancing, to house music, to just to dance music overall. You know, so music influences a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, one thing that's really like, depends on who's doing the interviews, who's being interviewed. The Latinos get cut out of house music. Mm-hmm. The whites get cut out of house music, and they make it a black thing. Mm-hmm. And see, for me, being on WBMX, I know that it was all five of us that pushed that sound of house music.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Without us on the radio, house music would not be what it is today. It couldn't solely be done by clubs. Clubs hold 300 people here, 500 people here. BMX played to 1.5 million every week. We had the #1 ratings in America for a radio station. The rates to buy commercials were more on our hot mix show than it was in the day parts. Mm-hmm. See, so what was able to be done with all the guys playing house music, and you know, we played, what was the music we played before house? It was the European, what was it called?
I forgot what it's called. They dance a little funky.
Yeah,
I forgot,
you know, Rise and all them songs, Love and Music and all that. All of us played all that. And
you mean you had like Italo disco?
Italo disco.
Okay, I got you.
And then we went into house music later, because that's what influenced us to make the very records that we were playing. And all we did was emulate disco. We emulated. That's what I did. I emulated those things.
Disco. Yeah.
And you know what? If I don't go to the radio station and go, you know, like disco's dead, and I play house music, we might not be here today speaking about house music, because a new style of music came, but who was to say what the name of that style of music was going to be called?
Yeah.
Who names it?
Right.
Who names it? If no one gives it a name, you keep saying it's Euro house, whatever, Italo
disco.
It's still the same thing, because really, at the end of the day, it was the same thing.
Yes.
It's just that we gave it a tag and decided to call it house music. I'm being honest.
Yeah. And a lot of people were a little harder too, man. The kicks were a little harder.
But nothing was harder than Love and Music, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you got the same 4/4 kick drum, and that Love and Music kicked everything's ass that ever touched the turntable.
Yeah.
So it really was kind of the same thing, but it's just that once we gave it a title, now you can run with it. You know, you can have barbecue sauce all you want to, but until you call it open pit, it's just barbecue sauce. You know what I mean? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Now you created open pit, right? But other than that, it's just open pit, right? Put a name on it. Now we got open pit barbecue sauce. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
That is true, man.
Yeah.
What you're saying about the music. But you know, I mean, all music, it's you know, like Rico asked me one time, how do you make music? And I said, well, I listen to a lot of music, and I try to put all the elements into what I'm making, because really that's how you said Italo disco. You listen to that,
Your influences.
your influences. So you know, music is music, but like until you tag it, you put a name to it, or you know, a style to it.
Yeah.
You name it.
Absolutely.
Then you know, but there was a lot of influence with house music, the way you guys, you know, incorporated sounds. That's also what made it stand out.
Well, the new drum machines that came out, the reason why people say, well, it's amazing the sounds that you picked.
Yeah.
It wasn't that we picked those sounds. When those machines came out, those were the sounds that was in those machines.
Yeah.
So we used what came with the machine. And again, we got credit for some things that we didn't actually do, but we used them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're a cook.
Yeah.
You smack, I go back to open pit. If you put that on there, they go like, man, your barbecue tastes great. You're getting credit for the sauce. It had nothing to do with the damn sauce.
Right?
You cooked the damn food and you poured the sauce. Why you getting credit for the damn sauce for? So we getting credit for these machines.
It was only
that do all this
$3.99.
shit. And you know what I mean? And so we getting credit for what these machines are doing. All we did was program them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
you know, it's a dispelment with a lot of stuff. And when you break it down, people go like, you know, I never thought about that. You know?
Yeah.
So you guys don't really deserve that much credit. You were pretty good, but you weren't that damn good, right? Okay.
It's how you use the open.
It's how you.
It's how you use it, man.
It's the
That's all.
presentation of it.
Yeah.
That's the
Did you
presentation.
smother the chicken with it, or you just put a little bit on there?
Dot.
You got a little dot. You know what I mean? Just a little taste there. Now you're selling a cup for it at $1 a cup now. You like, hey man.
It's Chicago.
Yeah, right. Hey, can I get a cup of barbecue sauce? Like, what are you talking about, man?
Oh man.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's how you use the tools. Man. It's how you use the tools.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So, you know, of course, everybody, we still here. We're still going, man. We're not stopping. I know we got a little bit of hiccups on the way. I think there's something going on with our streaming service, but we keeping it going. We got my man Farley JackMaster Funk in the building. You already know. You know, Farley, there is music that you have produced that, of course, we talked about one of them, but you have a plethora of songs that you have produced, that you have came out with, you know, and one of them was drums, you know, that one of them was drums. And it's funny, I was just listening to that track, and there's music that you are, I posed the same question to Numo Dan when I talked to him. Is there music that you actually came out with that you were like, oh, I'm super proud of this? And were there some that you actually said, man, I didn't think it was going to hit like this?
Man, the craziest thing about this music game is it's been times I've went into the recording studio and programmed at home hours to do a vocal song. And I said to myself, I have a hit song. So, like, for instance, the song I made called It's You. I thought the song was going to do more than what it did. So then, like, I made an album called No Vocals Necessary. On that album, I did a song on there called Bass Love. Now, y'all might think I'm bullshitting you, but I closed my eyes and just pressed the buttons on the damn keyboard, moved my hand out the way and hit the button, and it was like, gonk, 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 gonk. What? I just closed my, I'm telling you, I did this. Let's see what I come up with. And that's what came up. And guess what that song also got ripped off from? Pump Up the Jam.
What?
Yes, they stole my bass line. This very song I'm talking about, that's my song. Yes, and that's on No Vocals Necessary album that I did. I did a whole album. I didn't do it on the whole album, but
Sure.
but that Bass Love, I did that. And they stole that. But at the time, I was so young, and I didn't know how to go into litigation about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then years later, come to find out, you know, the guy, he inboxed me on Facebook saying, man, you know, I stole your bass line. And
How did you get out?
Wow, he came in, he told you that.
Yeah, he told me.
He confessed.
He confessed. But you know what, man, you know, I can't lift up clean hands because I ripped off a few myself. I mean, it's just the industry, man. I'm the only one bold enough to come on your fucking show and tell you the truth. Everybody else acts like, I ain't never stole a bass line from nobody. Right. I'm a genius. I've never got no derivative of anything from anybody. I just woke up one day, put on my specs, and I was scientifically putting this together. Like, how did you scientifically steal my shit, though? So I mean, it happens. I would, since I became a Christian, I'll be honest, I don't take anybody's stuff.
Yeah.
But before I was a Christian, I took quite a few things
It's still
and flipped them around. It wasn't note for note because that's how we created. Right. Let me tell you something that people don't know. When we started house music, 99.9% of all of us, none of us were musicians.
Right.
So we were DJs.
Yeah.
So when you said make a house record and it would require you to play a bass line and strings and all that, who could do it? So you had to go find you a keyboard player. Most of the time it was a guy who played keyboards in a church. And you're like, hey dude, can you come to my crib and play keys for me? And so now, if you don't play, how do you get him to play something?
Right.
You have to put on a record, a needle on a record. Yeah. When that record's playing, you say, that record goes doom, 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 doom. That's the cold bass line. So I wanted to go doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
That's now my damn bass line. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to have a premise to go from.
That's right.
And it's the same thing with hip hop. Hip hop started from a DJ taking a loop from a record, and he kept playing the same part while the guy was MC, and he kept that one part going. So then when he realized that it was the groove part of the record, he said, let's get a keyboard player, go in the studio, play that bass line. That's why the beginning of hip hop is, what's the very first record you remember for hip hop?
Man, Run DMC.
Rapper's Delight. Mm-hmm. What is Rapper's Delight? That's Good Times.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Wow. When Heartbeat came out, they did a Heartbeat rap. Yeah. And they took the same track and went to the studio. All music, just about when it came from the urban market.
Yep.
And the idea was created. It came from jacking other beats.
Yeah.
And hearing other stuff.
Yeah.
Then we got creative and we got busy in the industry, learned the business, and we got better as it went. But in the interim, just so you know, it came from other people's music. Yeah. Bottom line.
Yep.
Sampled.
Yep.
If you take Jack Your Body, that's Let No Man Put Us Under bass line. Note for note, that's Let No Man Put Us Under. Yes. Doom, 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 boom, 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 boom. Right. So, Jack. Right. Nobody had no original damn tracks.
And it's still a hit.
And it's still a hit.
Still a hit.
Yep.
Still a hit. Oh,
so
my
kids
God.
today, if you want to do music, you can be in the music industry programs to create with. They're so much easier to create with. It's not like you had to take a whole band in the studio. If you had to write from that, it would be so much harder. Yeah. But now with electronics, not now, it's been that way. Since 1984, we've been using sequencers and things of that nature. And when we were able to opt on a computer, it's over. It's too easy to create with. Yeah. Anybody can create.
Yeah.
Back then was analog, more analog than anything. Now we got DAWs programs. Easier, user friendly. They got like more than a handful of programs that you can.
They already got pre-music already in there, and they allow you to change it around once you have it in the machine.
Yeah.
We do have a few comments that's out here. DJ Prieto said, hello to my house brother, DJ Prieto.
Hey, what up?
He said, what's going on?
What's happening, Prieto?
Thank you guys so much for actually tuning in, everybody. Man, we have an awesome guy. Justin Sawyer says, do you have any new music coming out?
Yes, I do. I have I can't even tell you because I don't want nobody do what I'm going to do if I tell you. But I got, in the new year, you're going to get tired of me. I got so much music coming out in the new year. It's a real big year.
Can't wait, man.
Coming up. And I'm so excited about what I'm about to embark in and the artists that I'm going to be using. I can tell you that they are A-listed artists in the world.
Nice.
And it's going to be an amazing album.
That's hard.
I can't wait, man.
I can't wait, man.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and we'll
Real,
be
man.
touring. We're gonna tour
He's
it
gonna
and
demo.
some
Get a
everything.
demo, right? You better get a demo.
I'm gonna try to.
Yes,
Now that I got his phone number.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He
Farley.
gave me a good parking spot too. So I mean, I'm really excited.
My car better be out there.
Along with, what's her name?
That's Sydney.
Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney.
Hey, Sydney, tell me a bottle of hot water. I could catch.
Take off the wrapper.
Come on, let's do it. Live on, live on set, yeah.
Right.
It used to be they throw you a beer, right? Now, you throw me some hot water. There it is. That's what's happening.
Room temperature water.
This one's cold than the other one because my back made the other one hot. This one is really good.
Oh man, everybody, man, we have my man, none other than my man Farley in the house.
Yes, sir.
Farley, man,
questions?
hey, you know what? No, we got to get out of here, man, because you know.
Now he's finna crack the biggest joke of all. I can't wait for him to I'm gonna help him with this joke. Now go ahead. Go ahead. What you
I'm
finna
not
say?
about to say nothing.
That's what you say.
No. I got a shirt for you.
Oh, my man. My man.
No, I got
My man. You got a shirt for me.
I got a shirt.
You got a shirt for me.
Man, you know, this means a lot. This means a lot to me, man.
Let me see that shirt you got for me. Let me see that.
You want to see it?
I want to hold it up.
All right, go ahead.
This is the joke right now.
This-
Who does he think this gonna fit?
Yeah.
I was already laughing.
I was already looking at that too, man.
He said, what I'm gonna do with this shirt is I'm gonna get some tape and I'm gonna tape this shirt around the shirt I got on, and now I can wear Rico's branded shirt for the Rico show. So here's that. My arm can't even get in this
That won't
damn
even
shirt.
fit me.
You know, my arm can't even get in this damn shirt. Where's it going? Like, listen, where's it going, man? You know, why don't you just cut it in half, man? And I'll put one part on the front and the other part on the back. I want to make sure
We need another shirt, man.
I want to make sure I'm wearing Rico shit. You know what I mean? At least one day.
Oh man, Farley, man, I'm telling you,
love
bro,
this shirt,
you
though.
gotta
I
come back
love
on the
your
show.
colors.
I gotta have you back on the show, man. I mean,
love
I
your
know you got
colors.
a lot going on, but
Rico.
can I present it again to you? Can I get the shirt back? Can I get the
Get a look
shirt
at that
back?
on Farley, y'all.
Is that a medium?
No, it's a medium.
It's medium.
Medium. Oh, man. That's even
It's
worse.
a medium.
Farley, man, oh my God, this has been awesome, man. This shirt. Minus the size.
Right.
But get the size.
For you minus the size.
You know, this means a lot. This means a lot to me, man. It's so, and thank you for Beatrice for actually having, making this connection, because, I've listened to your music. I've been to clubs. I've been all of those clubs that we listen to your music. You have saved a lot of people's lives, and being disciplined is hard. Being disciplined is hard when you have a lot of distractions that's out there with moving forward. And over so many years, you have stayed focused. And I'm going back to when you said, yeah, I didn't have any girls, but now look at you now, right? You actually married, but also you have a beautiful family, and you're having beautiful music that's coming out as well too. You come a long way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for all of us. And right now, this is monumental for us.
I used to steal hubcaps.
Yeah.
I used to steal hubcaps.
Over at what you do?
I used to live on 76 and Green, man.
Oh, okay.
When it was rough, man.
The truth is out.
Me and the boys used to hit the streets. I used to steal.
I hit the nerve.
Boy, if you parked on my block, you wouldn't have no hook. You would still have your wheels, but you wouldn't have hooks.
Your hook, okay.
Your
That's
hook
probably
would
something.
be
You're
gone.
probably something.
Well, I'm still proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm still proud of you.
No, I'm just saying. Listen, man. It's not where you start; it's where you finish.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah,
all
that's
kids
true.
need to know that, because kids cannot. They have nothing to do with where they're born at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're born in the worst project, because that's where your parents live, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, okay, now you got to grow through all that.
Yeah.
It's not a silver platter. It's not a silver spoon in their mouth, and they got to learn how to find their way in this harsh world.
Yeah.
And
And
so
it's up to the parents too. I mean, some parents.
yeah, but but see, that's the thing. When a parent already lives in the ghetto,
Yeah.
what do you think they can teach a child about the outside world? Nothing. But
Right,
they've
that's
never
the
seen
same thing.
anything.
That's
So
right.
how can
Yeah,
they teach?
absolutely.
So it's a miracle when the poor can make it in the world and the kids can make it in the world. It's a miracle. That's why you don't see like 20 people from a project come out and say, listen, it's 20, they smart as fuck.
Right.
You know, but their influences is fucked up because they got to eat today.
Yeah.
So how do they eat today? And so when you talk about the seriousness of a child being raised, that's why drugs have been what they have been.
Sure.
And those kids having to do what they had to do to try to eat that day. So many kids today have to go to school to eat.
Right.
They can't
You're
even
right.
eat unless they go to school,
Yep.
unless there's a summer program.
Exactly. Yeah. I was
My
about to
wife
say
and
that
I have been
too.
doing a program for 20-something years now, 23 years. And every year she does toys for the kids, Kids Corner. She does toys for the kids. We are serious about trying to help, you know, those less fortunate people.
community.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to, like when I became a Christian and got saved and gave my life to Christ, and I used to take tithes and offerings to the church. And no knock on the pastor because he got a nice car or whatever, but I stopped paying money to the church and I go to the street and I give my money, I pull over and give the money to the poor on the street
Paying it
directly.
forward. Yes, sir.
So whatever I was going to give to the church,
Yep.
I don't give it to them no more. I want to directly affect someone's life. When I give somebody some money, now watch this. I will not give you $1. I will not give you $5. I give you $100 because to give a grown person $5 is a joke.
Right.
You want to give to somebody where it hurts you a little bit, but make a difference and get them some money.
Yeah.
Now they can do something different with it.
Yes.
And you can't judge and say, because I think that guy's going to go do crack with it. I got 3 brothers. All 3 were crackheads.
Wow.
All 3 of them. They are part of society and doing great things in society right now. And it's a miracle that they made it out of being a damn crackhead. In the heart of the winter, I had a brother. It was 20 below zero. Had no shoes on, slept in an old car I gave him, and walked 3 miles to come meet me to get $20. Frostbitten. Because that crack is serious. All them drugs are serious. But it was put into our community. See, so it's really deep. I know I crack a lot of jokes, but I get serious with it because when it comes to people,
Yep.
God has placed something in my heart where, you know, you gotta, if it's been given to you, I'm the king of the house, right? So heavy is the man head who wear the crown. And I don't mind it either because I'm glad it's me.
Right.
I'm glad it's me and it's not the other way around.
Sure.
But I have no qualms when I have it to give.
Right.
Yeah. you
Okay?
can't do it.
When you have it
Yes, sir.
to give.
Yes, sir.
It's the problem. It's the people who have it that won't give.
Right.
If you don't have it, you don't expect to give.
Right.
But you can still smile at somebody and make somebody's day and don't mean mug them. It ain't always about the money because if that person can just feel like the world isn't not against them, maybe they might be able to walk to the next person and carry and ask them for something and they give it to them. But if you down a person so bad, they don't feel like they could ask anybody a question because you're going to say no to me before I even ask you. So, you know, I've had some struggles, never drugs, none of that. But there was a time like when I gave my life to the Lord, I say 4 years after that, and I am transparent. I did an interview one day, look it up. I did an interview with 5 magazine, and I remember how broke I was. This was in the year 2003. And I won't do nothing illegal for money. And so at this time, I had, through a real big party out south, made a killing. So me and the wife stayed in a hotel in the South. And at this time, unfortunately, I'm going to go back 6 months before that, my wife let her cousin move into our house. When she moved into our house, she moved from a roach-infested house. She came to our house with a bag of plastic, clothes in plastic, set them down, and the damn roaches ran throughout the house. Whew. So now I can't stand fucking roaches.
Right.
I can't stand motherfucking roaches. Do you hear me? I don't give a fuck as your family. I can't give a damn about a motherfucking roach, okay? So I said to my wife, now you let your cousin in and we got fucking roaches now.
Yeah.
So let me tell you that I know I'm about to go over time, but I got to finish this.
Okay.
So when we did that party, it was really crazy because we were in bad shape and our heat got turned off at the house, right? The gas, right?
Okay.
So I found a way to kill roaches without knowing it.
Cold.
The heat was off. We came back to the house, and them roaches was in the crib like this, stuck in motion like this. All them motherfuckers was dead. Our pipes busted. Everything. But them damn roaches was like this. I thought they knew Madonna. Them motherfuckers was in there bowling and shit. I said, what the fuck? All the motherfucking roaches dead. I looked at my wife. I said, man, don't you ever let your motherfucking come over here again. I'm putting your ass out with her ass. And you ever let that hoe come over here with the motherfucking roaches. Do you hear me? I mean, listen, did I say it once? I say it again. I can't stand on motherfucking roaches. Do you hear me? I wasn't raised with them bitches. I don't want to see no motherfucking roaches, okay?
I don't blame
you. I was like, okay. So now all roaches is dead. And then a couple years later, thank God he restored me, and I've been good ever since. But yeah, man, you know, sometimes, and I thank God that I went through that, because one of the things when you get so high or you've never felt poverty, you don't know how to react to someone else that's in poverty.
That's right.
You think they just okay, they'll get along with it. But boy, when a big guy can go without eating a couple of days what he want to eat, you can feel the other people over there skinny going like, hey man, I'm hungry. Like, I know why you hungry, motherfucker. I ain't ate 2 days. Shit, I know why your ass hungry. I know I can help you see it. So yeah, man, I just wanted to elaborate on that. I don't know why, but I just had to get it in. I
appreciate that,
I just really
man.
want people, you know, let's help each other.
Yes,
you know,
sir. Yeah.
What happened with the Twin Towers when they went down, those people who didn't look at each other before they went into their office and they were bougie, when them towers going down, they threw all that out the window and became people and helped each other out. So sometimes it takes a tragedy to get our attention.
That's right.
Yep.
You can't get people's attention unless there's a tragedy sometimes.
Farley,
That's true.
love
man.
you, bro. Oh my God. Now here's the this was just hold this. This is just for display.
No. This is a little big for my wife, but I'm gonna give it to her and tell her to wear this to bed at night. You know, because I'm gonna say Rico gave me this, baby.
This is an inspiration.
I have one for
think he's
you.
trying
I
to
got one
Say,
for
baby,
you.
Rico gave me this. Don't wear no bra under this, so you know.
trying to tell you something, man.
And you wear this to bed, baby. All right.
Farley, we got to get out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
Farley,
Yes, sir.
man.
My man,
It was
my
a
man.
pleasure having
Yes,
you
sir.
on the
Yes,
show,
sir.
man.
All
We
day.
got to put up your
Yes, sir.
social media, man. We got to put up your social media before we get out of here,
Always,
man.
baby, always.
Everybody, make sure you go to kingofhouse.com, my man. You'll find everything about him there on his social media, on his website. Let's go to the next one. We have none other than Facebook, Farley Williams, everyone. So make sure you please go to Farley Williams and please follow him. Don't spam him. Don't be saying, hey, you know, I want to make a record deal with you. Don't do all of that, right?
I don't mind. Just do that. Do that. I'm looking for new artists right now. Come on. Yeah, if you're a new artist and you need some help.
But just make sure you're real with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Make sure you're
Be
real with
authentic,
it. Yeah,
yes.
be authentic. Yes. Here's the last one. My man, Instagram. Boom! Farley JackMaster Funk. Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure you go ahead and follow him now. Everybody, make sure you go and follow him right now. Stay on top of what he's doing, on everything he's doing, and also continue to support him. We will definitely have you back on the show, my man. I gotta have you back on the show. Like I said, I got your number now, so we good. We're gonna be friends.
You told me that,
And I got a sticker.
you said, Farley, listen. I said, an hour is a long time for an interview. He goes like, Farley, listen, it's going to go by so fast. And now he couldn't even get me to shut up. He got to invite me back for a second.
I know.
You were just warming him up that hour.
I know. That was just the beginning, man.
We have more roast stories for you later. Okay?
Roaches and rats?
Yeah. No rats. Well, you know, they would sleep in the drawer. I caught a couple of them wrapped up in the T-shirts in the drawer.
I had one of those. They jumped
My
up
wife
at
brought
me,
a couple of cats. And I'm like, she came home with 2 cats. I'm like, what the cats for? She goes like, we ain't gonna feed them. and we'll get all these mice out the house because you know you get winter mice.
Yeah, right.
You know they run in your house, and they were in there with the road. And they were gone too. They were gone too.
Froze up.
All right, we got to get out. Everybody
Stuck to the floor.
put your hands together for none other than my man Farley JackMaster. Yeah. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here, man. Dang, this was awesome, man. This is awesome. Hey, thank you so much for staying with us, everybody, for being on the show with us today. We got to put our social media up So make sure you please go to our website, www.riconosuaveshow.com. That's where you'll find the archives. Yes, we're going to remix it, no pun intended. We're going to actually remix this video because we did have some interruptions, but we want to make sure that it's actually solid for you guys as well too. Here's our next one. Boom! You already know we're at Instagram, everybody. Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and follow us there. Do it right now while you're watching the show. Make sure you show us some love there. Here is the next one.
Share the love. Share the
Rico No Suave Show on Facebook, right? You know, we got a lot of platforms out here, everybody, but Facebook asked us to come back. So we said, okay, forget about it. All right, we'll go ahead and do it. So make sure you like and love and follow us there on the Rico No Suave Show. We got a couple more, everybody. Of course, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, everybody. Show the love. Subscribe to our channel. Yes, you will see the archive here as well on YouTube. And last but not least, you guys know about this, mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Yes, make sure you go to mixcloud.com. That's where you actually find the podcast of this after it goes live. And then we will go from there. All right, everybody. I want to thank you guys so much. Next week, we have none other than the famous photographer and videographer on the show. It will be virtual. His name is Eric Creffield. So make sure you please tune in to the show. I'll see you guys next time as we end off the show just like this.